The bell has sounded for our next contest, and a great contest this should be, but I don't know about you, Brett, and I know you were a lot closer probably to that area with the comments that we recently just been elated with, of course, Jeff G. Bailey. Quite disgusting, if you ask me.
Yeah, it's one thing to knock somebody's background, but to make comments like that, I don't even want to allude to what was actually said. I've heard a lot of things in the 9 years I've been involved in professional wrestling, and that made my stomach turn.
Yeah, quite here too. Of course, having family members in the military, and to hear, what Jeff G. Bailey is spouting off here, it's like the freedom that we have for him to be able to spout that off, and then he almost like turns his back completely on what anyone thinks, doesn't care. It's just astounds me, and how this man is still able to be rampant here in Anarchy. But I guess when you are in the hip pocket, of course, of Jerry Palmer, then what else should I really expect?
We expected a heavyweight championship match here this week between the Temptation Sean Tempers and the number one contender Brian Casanova. I don't even know where Casanova is now.
Yeah, that's a good question. And not only that, but of course Sean Tempers saying that Anarchy doctors told him not to compete. I want to see the documentation of this. Where is that doctor's note? Can we get a copy of this before we go off the air?
Well, I hate to take away from this competition between two great athletes, and Anthony Henry and Todd Sexton, so I'm going to try to get my focus back on the match here. Two great technical wrestlers, Anthony Henry, a former Young Lions champion, former co-holder of the tag team titles. Very accomplished athlete, and not to take anything away from Todd Sexton either.
Yeah, both accomplished in their own right. And, one thing's kind of happened over the past couple weeks here in Anarchy. Really, it seems like Anthony Henry, there's been times where things have gotten a little bit under his skin, and he not really have handled it the way that he might have in the past. I don't know if that's frustration, what have you, but I actually had a chance in the back to talk with him a little bit, and he's kind of assured me, he's like, Timmy D, I basically have been trying to do things to relax and calm down a little bit more, and I guess we'll see if it's going to be a new Anthony Henry here in 2013, but if he can keep focused, of course, a former champion, he could be right back up there again, and of course a victory against Todd Sexton will put him right there.
Sexton with almost a straitjacket hold on Anthony Henry, and it makes it difficult for Henry to do a whole lot of anything.
This could be a great counter here, though, trying to really twist the body back around again.
And he does, so now that straitjacket applied on Sexton. Great reversal by Anthony Henry. Henry taking the back of the knee out of Sexton, drops him down to his knees. Now rolls back into almost a backbreaker. Henry's got to make sure his shoulders, see, watch it. So I said he had to keep an eye out to keep his shoulders off the mat. Great call by referee Brent Wiley, our senior official.
And how often do we actually get to say those words out of our mouth?
It doesn't happen very often, and even Sexton came into this match a little apprehensive over who the referee assigned to the contest was. We've mentioned several times the history here where Brent Wiley and Todd Sexton are brothers, so it's a family, I don't want to say a rivalry, but...
Nor would I want to choose the word affair either, so I guess
exactly.
We're at a loss. But either way, I think the point has certainly been made. And now with Anthony Henry trying to get some of the advantage is really finding himself in a wrong position here because, of course, Shoulders having to bridge his way out so that he doesn't get a pin attempt there and a pinfall rather from Todd Sexton. And, you have to really say Todd Sexton wasn't really around much at the beginning of 2012, but at the end of 2012 and, of course, going into 2013, he's really, I picked up his game some. So anyone that may have speculated whether there was ring rust, I think he certainly has proven that, I guess, false. And you really got to give it to him, especially against the likes of Adrian Hawkins and some of the other people that he's been in the match with, going time limit draws as well.
Exactly. He had a couple of time limit draws recently with Stephen the Fever Walters. Excellent matches there. Sexton has increased his appearances here at Anarchy and his wrestling schedule, so we're glad to have him back here on a full-time basis.
Wow, and both men really, are great wrestlers in their own right. And as you can see, Todd Sexton trying to go with that wrist lock there as Anthony Henry backs him off into the corner. We'll see if we get a clean break here. Well, I don't, basically using that opportunity in the ring positioning is Anthony Henry. We'll see, puts on the brakes there. Trying to roll back through, but Todd Sexton trying to hold on to the top rope here. Of course, he has a little bit of a height advantage here and falls straight into a pin attempt. But meanwhile, Anthony Henry, back and forth, reversals galore. Oh, straight into that arm bar, wrenching back on the head as well, too.
Into the crossface, but Henry quick to get over to the ropes and break the hold. I made mention of the recent time limit draws that Todd Sexton had with Stephen the Fever Walters. Those matches were 10-minute time limit draws. As a result, for the near future, Anarchy has implemented 15-minute time limits to try to avoid those 10-minute draws.
Well, I think that's a great part. Oh, man. Big, nasty maneuver there from Anthony Henry. Of course, Todd Sexton meeting the steel steps here. Not sure whether you've got his back into that or not. But needless to say, it certainly was effective, at least for Anthony Henry. Of course, the referee admonishing the count. Both combatants back into the ring here. Anthony Henry with the advantage. Scoops up Todd Sexton. And as I touched on earlier, Todd Sexton a little bit more of a height advantage here. So a little bit more, I guess, with weight and height going together. And dropping that knee into the back of Todd Sexton. Of course, working on that injured back that already got injured based on the ring steps outside here.
Well, Anthony Henry, I'm sure, is looking to apply the clover leaf, get the submission later on, get the victory. Again, Henry's got to make sure his shoulders are off the mat. He made that mistake earlier.
Great opportunity there from Todd Sexton, and again, Anthony Henry seizes the opportunity to go right back on the back again. And that the pain that's got to be working through the body of Todd Sexton as Anthony Henry has all his weight practically sitting on the back of Todd Sexton and then wrenching back the head. Certainly can't feel too great at the moment. And now Todd Sexton trying to get his way back up on his feet. He does, dropping in those elbows into the midsection. He's got the arm. Oh, man. And, you know, you got to be careful, at least for Anthony Henry, because he's going to need the arms to be able to roll over his opponent. He caught Todd Sexton.
Tilt-a-whirl slam. He may not have got everything he wanted off of that, and you can see the frustration mounting. That shows that Anthony Henry has been weakened by the offense of Todd Sexton. He isn't able to hit the maneuvers that he does with the crispness that he usually has. Even those forearm strikes are a little bit weaker than we've seen from Anthony Henry in the past.
Of course, a little disappointed here this week on Anarchy. We're supposed to have had the Anarchy Heavyweight Championship, but fear not, we still have our other championship matchup. It should be a great one as well, too, coming up for our main event. We've got for the Anarchy television title, Billy Buck defends that title against Jacoby Boykins. And, of course, this is certainly going to be a tall order here, it seems, for Billy Buck coming up.
It could be the biggest challenge that Wild Billy Buck has had as the Anarchy Wrestling television champion.
Yeah, we'll certainly touch more on that as we continue here through this hour. And, of course, it's still time to get that doctor's note that I would love to get documented somehow or another in regards to Sean Tempers. Just something doesn't seem right when it comes to that, and also the whereabouts of Brian Casanova. A little concern here because, you know, the Elite are an army almost unto themselves. They have plenty of members in it, and I feel like operatives throughout each state, and you just never know. Anthony Henry backing Todd Sexton into the steel cable there, of course, ricocheting back with a punch at the hands of Anthony Henry. Todd Sexton, the European uppercut as well, getting a little measure of his own right, as Anthony Henry was doing, trading back and forth.
Henry's regaining some of the impact with those shots, throwing them with a little bit more force as he's had the advantage on Todd Sexton. Sexton hooks the arms, backslide.
Who only able to get a 2 count. Anthony Henry back up again, and that one was pretty much lunged at Todd Sexton.
A very high uppercut by Anthony Henry. Climbs up to the middle rope. Dives.
Oh, good grief. Tweet, tweet, tweet.
Yeah, forearm. That'll have him seeing stars or Tweety birds.
Man, oh man. If Anthony Henry, I feel like a tooth just went all the way over to like the 5th row. And sometimes for some of the fans that might be a benefit. Oh man, did Todd Sexton set too early for that?
Beautiful power slam by Anthony Henry.
Big time power slam there, but not able to put away Todd Sexton. And Anthony Henry, that frustration, I'm going to have to get him some more of those meditation tapes. I tell you, it doesn't really seem to be working at the moment. He can't let his really undo all the work that he's done so far. Looked like he was trying to go for that clover leaf. Todd Sexton had it scouted. Good waist leg go behind here. Todd Sexton able to hold on. Rolls through his Anthony Henry.
Catches. Beautiful suplex, fisherman suplex. Kick out.
Wow, and the match still continues. Anthony Henry is going to have to find some way, shape, or form to really get a victory here in this matchup, apparently, because Todd Sexton really taking it to him.
Going for the submission now, has the crossface. He's trying to roll through, get back up to his feet. Sexton wasn't able to lock the hold on. Now he's got the legs, grapevine, could be going for the clover leaf. Springs up, armbar applied. He doesn't have it though. Anthony Henry, very smart, hooks his fingers together, locked his fingers.
And Todd Sexton's really got to be careful as well not to get his shoulders on the mat.
Back attempting for the cloverleaf.
Wow.
Has him over. Submission hold applied.
Oh, he's got it cinched in beautifully. The question is, how long can Todd Sexton hold on? He's in the middle of the ring, a long way to go to get to that rope.
Wiley is right in his way.
If he was a door, he certainly seems to be the case right now.
He's blocking it, making it impossible.
He'd make a
for
better
Sexton
window
to reach the ropes. What is he doing? He shoves him out of the way. He hits the ropes.
Talk about being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
That may very well have cost Sexton the match. Granted, he was able to get to the ropes, but at what cost?
Well, certainly the cost of a victory for Todd Sexton, it seems at the moment, perhaps. Because it's certainly the advantage is not going to help him, but trying to regain control with that move certainly will work. As Todd Sexton climbing up the ropes here, going up the middle rope here. Anthony Henry trying to follow through, push back down. Top rope could be in store. It is. Oh, man.
Dives down on the arm. Could be a great setup back into the crossface. Crossface is applied. What is Wiley doing?
I think he's tying his shoe. He needs Velcro. I've always pushed for that for referees. You got to be kidding me. Oh, man. A roll up here. What?
That was a fast count.
The winner of the match, Anthony Henry.
Could he have gone any faster with that count?
If that count lasted a full second, let alone 3, I would be surprised.
And Todd Sexton in the middle of the ring. Certainly knows he's been duped as his hand, and unfortunately it's by our senior official. And for once, it's about time. I say pay the fine, whatever the fine might be. It's about time. Wait a second, we've got company. Making her ever present.
Oh, Todd, just a moment. Let's all take a deep breath and step back. I know that you just had a very tough match and you fought your hardest, but I think that we should all remember that the general manager, Jerry Palmer, did put in that if you attack an official, then you're suspended, and I don't think that you want to be suspended over being a sore loser.
Thank you.
First of all, shut up, trash bag. Second of all, this is family business. This is my little brother. Does not include you. So please leave.
Oh, wait a second.
There's no reason for this at all.
Well, Todd Sexton's distracted, but Bo Newsome's going to be receiving into some of those European uppercuts we saw earlier in the match. And then there were 2. Oh, wait a second. I thought Bo Newsome was done. Oh, wait a second. Todd, turn around.
What is that?
It's a bit of, oh, good grief.
Did you hear that thud when it hit the head of Sexton?
I did. I don't know. I guess that's something here from the audience. The box has been broken over the head of Todd Sexton.
That's a wooden drink holder that the fans here at ringside use for their concessions, what have you. And it's just been broken over the head of Todd Sexton.
That box completely broken, and meanwhile the referee standing over his brother, just looking at him, almost like in disgust. I don't know if he's secretly sending some telepathic messages to his brother or what exactly is going on, but Todd Sexton's pretty much unconscious. We've got other officials coming out. They're wondering what the heck's going on and why. I mean, it's one of the jobs of the official to keep things fair and balanced.
Did you hear what Brett Wiley just said? He told him, do your job, and he walked out.